Hey guys, happy holiday.
You got to
Este es
pass
el
me the
outfit de
phone.
hoy.
Where do you think you're
¿Les
going?
gusta? I'm going out.
Like that? No, you're
Yes.
not. No, you're not.
Yes, sir.
You better put on some sweat,
No.
some sweats.
Opportunities to Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So, what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right, family. We are live. Welcome to another show. It is your man BMT in the house. I hope all is well with the family. I haven't done a live stream in quite some time, but I wanted to do a follow up to the last video I dropped in concerns of what you should be looking for when you return from that epic vacation trip. All right, guys. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I actually talked to a former agent, and he gave me a lot of information as well. He saw the video, he hit me up and kind of told me some things that I think you guys would really want to know in concerns of returning from your travel. So we're not talking about too much, going overseas with, the other border patrols from the other countries, because for the most part, I couldn't really find any, evidence of them, not allowing certain types of travelers in their countries or anything like that. I couldn't find it. But in concerns of returning from these trips, and we know a lot of guys are traveling now, the popularity of the Passport Bros movement, just people traveling in general, you guys need to know some of these new changes that have took effect under this new Trump administration. We're going to talk about all of that in this live stream. We also might do a panel. Let me see if we might do a panel, get you guys maybe share some of your stories as well. All right. I want to welcome everybody in the room who's in the room early. We got 24 in the room. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button before you come on in the room. We're going to chop it up today. We got a lot of information. I want to give a shout out to my man Boosted 427. He's in the room. He says, salute BMT. Yeah. Oh, salute. Yeah. Okay. What's going on? We got the Boss Done Dada. Boss Done Dada Top Shot. He's one of the, that's a dope YouTube name, man. Says she's going to my Airbnb. Oh, the Dominicana. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me play it again. I thought this was just so funny. I actually posted this in the Facebook group. Where is she at? Let's see if we can find her. Yeah, let me see if we can post her one more time before we get the show started. But I've actually been through this a few times, dating in Latin America, dating in the Dominican Republic, in Colombia, in the States as well. Don't get it wrong. They dress loose in the States as well. But you know, your chica comes out and you just like, what the hell, who you wearing? Who you wearing that with? Basically, let me show you this right here. Though this is funny. What up, J. Clyde? This was hilarious right here.
Hey guys.
Hold on, let me remove this. Let me remove this from the screen. All right, get out here. But this is funny right here. Hold on. I know some of you guys in Colombia too. I know y'all have experienced this. All right. I know some guys don't care. It depends on the mood I'm in. But check her out.
Hey guys. Happy holiday.
You got
Este es el outfit de hoy.
Where you think
Les
you're going?
gusta. I'm going out.
Like that? No, you're
Yes.
not. No, you're not.
Yes, sir.
You better put on some sweat.
No.
Some sweats.
All right. That sounded like that might have been her dad or some shit. But I know you guys been through that. As a matter of fact, I remember we linked up that night, J. Clyde. I told my ex-girlfriend, I was like, yo, you got to put something on. But yeah, man. All right. She must have happy holiday. Yeah, she a baddie. Go follow her Instagram. She a baddie. All right. And she told him no, right. All right, before we get to the show, you know, guys, we kind of talk about some trending topics and stuff like that, a little travel news and stuff like that. But in this case, I've seen a video that's going viral, and this is just hilarious to me, man. Let me play this real quick before we get to the show, while we allow more people to come into the room. Hold on.
Witnessing city girls. I
really wish that, and I understand, you know, guys are, you know, monetizing content on YouTube. You know, you got athletes in the YouTube game now, you know, former rappers and everything like that in the YouTube game. So I get it. But I kind of really wish that we'll just stop putting the mic and the camera in front of these women just to say dumb shit. And it goes viral for sure. But let's see check what Miss K. Michelle said real quick.
And we're witnessing city girls. We're witnessing this and that. And nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls. We're witnessing this and that. And it's like the genders are doing this.
Clashing.
It is really destroying family. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space, but
no accountability whatsoever.
In our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the Black community
here we go.
do our men create real homes? Nowadays,
like we wasn't trying to. Like we haven't been trying to.
well, just our first time talking. And you said you didn't even mean for that to happen.
Right.
Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family.
And the crazy part is I could see if she was married and saying this and she wasn't like a single mom and shit with a grown ass son right now, you know, with her breast all out, trying to kind of low key holler at Cam. It's just hilarious. Like I said, no accountability whatsoever.
You know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men, and I tell my Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
Yeah.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking Black women. And And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes. They're just our first time talking.
Ever dated outside your race?
Hold on. Here
Yes.
we go. Now check this out. This is the same interview now. You can't make this shit up. I wish they'll stop putting cameras, putting these crazy ass women on camera like this, man. Check this out.
Race?
Yes.
Ever dated outside your race?
Yes, that's all I would like to do. White men love me. Like,
Now she was just crying about creating a black family. It's the same interview. This is the same. He's going to be schizophrenic, bro.
white men love me.
12 seconds later.
So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
Yeah.
But she don't even date. Supposedly she don't even date the brothers.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women.
Yeah. This, you can't make this shit up, people.
Rest in power to Kevin Savage, man. I just thought that clip was just hilarious to me. I'm just like, yo, you can't make this shit up. Shout out to my man Dad Smith in the building, says BMT just got back from San Domingo's on the Colonial. I think that the Colombian gangs may be operating in the DR. Do you mean the female gangs? Which Colombian gangs you talking about, brother? All right. But shout out to you, man. San Domingo is cool. Zona Colonial, they need to put some more money into Zona Colonial, man. They need to really do something with that center out there because it's nice. Oh yeah, it's real nice out there, man. But they need to put a little bit more money into it, especially at night. They need to have like a popping club, well, they actually do have some clubs, but you have like more of a popping bar and club out there, man. You know. But shout out to you, man. I know you enjoying Santo Domingo. All right, Santo Domingo has the most beautiful women, hands down in the world, in my opinion. My man, this Dragad, the Passport King, says, "Poor Cope, we are not coming back." Guys, make sure to do me a favor and make sure you hit that like button. We got a lot of information I'm going to be giving you guys today, man, in concerns of returning to the United States. As you guys know, a lot of us are going overseas. A lot of us are spending more time overseas. Some of these guys are spending months at a time overseas. I've been questioned, not too seriously. I've never been detained or anything like that. But it's good to know your rights and concerns of the border. I made a post. Like I said, I did a video yesterday. The video's, doing pretty good as far as the numbers is concerned. But I also made a post in the Facebook group, and that was the former agent that reached out to me and gave me some more additional information that I want to share with the family. All right. So real quick, I'm just going to show you what we were talking about. All right, hold on. Where is this at? Now this is what I mean right here. I think this is the clip right here. This is it.
How long were you?
Okay, here we go. All right. Now let me know in the chat if you guys experienced anything like this. It's not too intense, but let me know in the chat if you ever been detained. Have you ever had to give up your cell phone? Have you ever been questioned? Right. Similar to this right here. Hold on.
Where are you coming from? How long were you there? What was the purpose of your trip?
Just vacation.
You have family or friends there? All right.
So wait right here. All right, you got any other bags? No. All right. We'll follow us.
Were you?
The crazy part, it's so easy to leave America and just get on up out of there. Like, I know everybody, be super excited. I know I'd be super excited before a trip and, getting the hell on. It's like really like quickly, you get through, TSA and all that good stuff. And then boom, you ready for a flight. But returning to America is a serious ass process. All right. It is a serious ass process. Let me play this clip one more time. All right.
Emotionally
Where you coming from? How long were you there? What was the purpose of your trip?
Just vacation.
You have family or friends there? All right.
So wait right here. All right, you got any other bags? No. All right. Well, follow us.
Where you coming from?
This is the thing, man. The border is a gray area. When you're re-entering the country, it's a very gray area. You have limited rights. Okay, you don't have necessarily your U.S. citizen rights. The Constitution, they have the upper hand for sure. But we're going to go over it. Okay, we're going to go over some of the things, and also we're going to mention in this stream, guys, about your social media. All right, not only can they get your cell phone, okay, they can check through your social media. The government has been forming certain profiles, types in travel. I did a show last week discussing about how Airbnb has been banning certain types of travelers that they deem are not following their community guidelines. I don't know what community guidelines they broke, but let me see if I can share this. Let me see if I can find if it's still in here or somebody posted in one of the Facebook groups. Let me see if I still have it. Might not have that longer on here. Yeah, I don't think it's still. I must have dropped it down. But it was a Facebook post saying that a guy had basically had his Airbnb was banned from Airbnb, basically. From, I guess, the trips. That's what he was assuming. Right? He was in appeal. I don't have that right now. Okay, let me see. I'll see if I can find that post later. Not the wrong post. All right. But not only that, guys, your social media is important too. Right? Your social media, they can scroll through your social media. Now, keep in mind, there's been a little bit more scrutiny, not necessarily on U.S. citizens. The intense scrutiny is really supposed to be on on incoming immigrants. What they're checking for is anything they can see on the phone, like anti-American terrorism associations or something like that. That's what they're really looking for as far as the immigrants is concerned. As a U.S. citizen, they're not necessarily looking for those particular things like, work, marriage, visa scams, trying to work. They're not looking for that through your phone. All right, let me give you an example of what they're looking for as far as the immigrants are concerned. Let me see if we pull this up. All right. Actually, let me pull this up first.
Be nervous unless you're.
Okay, let me pull this up. All right, it says, what happens when you can't unlock your phone at the border crossing?
Why? Well, we only have a few more password attempts here. Then your phone is wiped, and then I start to wonder why. Relax, you're still shaking. I know. Don't worry. Relax. You have no reason to be nervous unless there's something that we shouldn't see. Is there something on this phone you don't want us to see? No. Because we don't want to waste our time here. I want to believe you here, right? But I'm telling you, in my experience here, everybody in this day and age with a smartphone can unlock their phone without looking. We are on path.
All right, so he's trying to play it like he doesn't know his phone, his code to his phone, because he wasn't given the phone. We're gonna go through this a little bit more in detail later on the show once more people come in the room. But guys, you do not by law have to unlock your phone. Now they can take your phone from you. You have to give up your phone, and they can hold your phone for up to 5 days, and they can pretty much, get in your phone. They can unlock your phone themselves. They can put it on a certain AI scanner. They do need a warrant to check anything in your cloud, right? And it's a possibility they can't even break, depending on the type of lock you have on your cell phone. They might not even be able to get into your cell phone as well. They still have to give it back. Now, once they scan your phone, all right, if they take your phone, they scan your phone, they can house the data from that phone for up to 15 years. They can't hold your phone for no longer than 5 days. Make sure you get a receipt from the CBP saying, hey, I got to retrieve my phone and get my phone back from you guys. But technically speaking, you do not have to lock your phone. They're taking advantage of the fact that most people don't know all right, that they do have some form of rights at the border. So I want to put that out there real quick. All right, you do not have to technically lock your phone. On top of that, when they go through your phone, they are looking through your social media. All right, they are looking for, and what you guys got to understand is, popular apps, social media houses like Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, even WhatsApp, they are pretty much teamed up with the government at this point. All right, especially with these new policies by the Trump administration, supposedly looking for like counterterrorism and all that good stuff. But they're also forming certain types of profiles that you guys need to know about. They can even check some of your banking information. So for some of my guys in Colombia, just be mindful of that on what you post on Facebook as well. All right, they are building a somewhat of a profile of you. Even in your banking activity, even in your travels, they're using Facebook along with that as well. And I try to tell guys that all the time, just in general, that Facebook is nothing private about Facebook, even though we do have the private Facebook group. There's nothing technically private about Facebook. All right.
Password attempt number 8. He can't unlock the phone.
And this is a phone that he's used. He swears by it, and he can't unlock it.
And in the world of smartphones, we can all unlock our phone. Yes. Right now, okay, I'm going to be detaining you for a personal search. So the personal search was concluded. It was non-resultant, means we didn't find anything. He's free to leave.
And they really be reaching at these borders. The main thing they're looking for is any type of contraband coming into, country. I remember I saw they had like a whole little reality show. I think this is a reality show actually. And I remember it was the African sister that brought in like a whole bunch of, what did she bring in? Like she brought in a whole bunch of juices or something, like food or something. And they thought it was drugs. They were searching for drugs. It ended up not being drugs, but it was just like a whole bunch of like, what was it, like chicken or something like that? Not chicken. What was it, man? It's cassava leaves with chicken. It was some type of meal that she had brought over from Africa. So they're looking for little stuff like that, drug smuggling, large amounts of cash. They're not really too much concerned about what's on your cell phone, for you guys. Because I know guys thinking about how all crazy pics I took in Cartagena that weekend, they're going to watch my phone. They're technically not supposed to be looking for that. I actually saw an episode where it was a man that did have a lot of photos of women on his phone. And the border, the agents were just like, hey, man, why you got so many women on your phone? That's weird. Like, just trying to, play it up for the cameras and everything like that. So for the most part, you guys aren't going to have any issues. But like I said before, if you have any sensitive information that you don't want to share to them, make sure you have it backed up in the cloud, or even you can just check in your phone, right? If you don't mind being without a phone for what? It could be a long time, technically speaking. But let's say an hour or two as you get through, customs and all that, you can just check it in your check-in bag and then retrieve it once you get your bag. All right. That's a risk because, sometimes your bag get lost or sometimes some cases stolen, but you can do that as well. Or you just have a burner phone where you can check your burner phone in. All right. Let's see. Kevin just says nothing private about Facebook. Yikes. No, Facebook is not private, but they share your information. Matter of fact, let me put this up on the screen so you guys can see the difference. All right. Let me put this up on the screen right now. All right. We almost got 100 people in the room. Guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. All right. So this is the privacy control of Facebook versus the Passport Bros app, guys. Facebook does sell your data. Of course, we don't sell your data. All right. Facebook also shares your data. So if you guys are wondering, when you search for, like, let's just say smart watches or something like that, or whatever you put in your group, or your Facebook or your Google to a certain degree, and you see the ads that you was looking for all of a sudden, that's because they're sharing your data. They're sharing, what you search for on Facebook, what you've been watching on Facebook. If you saw some ads on Facebook that you liked, or you watched the entire ad, they shared with their advertisers. So that's why you get those, you think like, damn, I was just looking at smartwatches and all of a sudden I see an ad on Facebook for smartwatches. That's because they're sharing your data with advertisers. All right. And also, keep in mind, like this general rule of thumb, if something doesn't cost, that means you're the product. I remember somebody told me that. I think one of my mentors told me that a long time ago, saying if something is free, that means you're the product. Either they're doing research on you or they're monetizing. So Facebook has made billions of dollars off of your content, right? I know it's just a little post or whatnot, wacky post or a photo with you and your boys or something like that. But Zuckerberg is making money. That's why he's one of the richest guys in the world. He's actually making money off of your content with his ads. All right. So keep in mind on the Passport Bros app, you get to monetize your own content with tips and subscriptions. All right. And also, if you have a group, we got guys with 40,000, 50,000. I probably get between 7,000. Facebook does not allow you to make any money off your groups. I know guys that, look at these Facebook groups and they say, oh man, this dude got it because he got all these people in the Facebook group and nothing like that. It's up to you to monetize it, guys. For my guys with the Facebook groups, you can monetize your group on our app, but you cannot monetize your group on Facebook. Now, in concerns of the agencies that are looking at Facebook that have specialized departments, all right, pretty much almost every major police station has a department to monitor, social media. We all know that. But you got NSA looking at it. You got DHS, FBI, and the IRS all looking at your Facebook profile. So I want to make sure you guys understand that there's nothing private about Facebook, even if you have your profile locked. They do not need a subpoena or anything like that. Facebook just rightfully gives over your information. That's including WhatsApp as well, guys. So I know guys thinking they got it made in WhatsApp, like, oh, WhatsApp is a private chat group. There's nothing private about WhatsApp. You might want to check the privacy policy on WhatsApp to understand that, yes, your WhatsApp, technically it's a messenger. Technically it's supposed to be private, but it's still owned by the Zuckerberg guy, and he will give your information over in a heartbeat, especially now. All right. This Mr. Hell, I gotta hide my pics and videos in. So you don't have to hide it. They're not looking for that. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get across from you guys. They are not technically looking for that. Okay. So let's just check out our rights real quick. Hold on. Let's see what we got for us. Hold on.
Like airports. Phone privacy rights. In recent weeks, some travelers have reported having their personal devices and social media accounts checked by officers at U.S. border crossings like airports. Here's what to know about your rights. First, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol officers can search your phone regardless of your immigration status. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can refuse to unlock your device for an agent and still be let into the country.
Also, guys, they cannot deny you entry to the United States. Okay, so if you don't give up your cell phone or don't want to give up your cell phone or don't want to unlock your cell phone, they still have to allow you by law into the United States if you are a U.S. citizen.
Although you could have your device seized or be detained. Foreign nationals may be denied entry into the United States if they don't allow a search. There are two types of searches, basic and advanced. In a basic search, an officer may scroll through your phone. An advanced search can only be done if there is reasonable suspicion that you've broken the law. An officer may connect your device to an external piece of equipment that will review or copy the contents of your device. You should tell the officer conducting your search if you have any information on your phone that is legally protected, and if your device is taken, you should ask the officer for a custody receipt, which will have instructions on how to get your device back. This isn't a new policy, and it is rare for searches to happen, but with the Trump administration pursuing more aggressive policies at the border, it's worth knowing your rights.
All right, so speaking about the Trump administration, phone searches have went up about 187%, guys. Okay, that's kind of a shocking number, but the phone searches have went up 187%. That's pretty large increase, mostly for foreign nationals, mostly for people coming in that are not American citizens. But we all know that when something like this is passed, there's an increase. And he just gave CPB a whole bunch of money. That's Customs Border Patrol. Of course, with the whole, immigration going on in America, we're not going to get too deep into that. That's crazy in itself. We're not going to dive too deep into that. But they could take advantage of this. All right. They could take advantage of this and they say, you know what? ask you certain types of questions and stuff like that. So like I said, I've been questioned. All right. You do have to answer the questions technically. You can't invoke your right to have a lawyer as if you were in the United States citizen. You could say, hey, I don't answer any questions. You could say that, but they could detain you. So just answer the questions. And for whatever you do, guys, do not joke around with them, right? These guys are slick. They are trained to be slick. They are trained to play mind games with you. Like I said before, I had a border agent when I returned to the United States who was trying to act like he was all cool and everything. He started asking about me about the women in Colombia and the Dominican Republic. And I said, hey, man, I don't know anything you're talking about. I don't know anything about no women. I'm just out there, digital nomad, working online, doing my thing. I don't know anything about the women. So they'll try to have a casual conversation with you, and they'll start asking you, hey, man, you've been in Colombia a lot. You've been in Colombia for 3-4 months. I know you got man, the women out there are hot, right? The women, right? Just say, oh, man, I don't know what you're talking about. What women? I don't know. I'm just working, man. I'm in a relationship, brother. I got a girlfriend or something like that. Just don't even joke around with it, because you start joking around with them, say, yeah, man, the women are hot. They're hot as hell out there, man. I had a great time in Colombia, man. Me and my boys, we got some girls in the jacuzzi and everything like that, man. We had this, that, and other. You're gonna say, all right, step right here to the right real quick. Let me just check your phone real quick. Let me just, what's your phone unlocked? Then now you're being detained. All right. And you got some guys dumb enough to actually go with it, because people are naive. People are naive, especially the bros. When they see another bro, in the agent uniform, and you're thinking that, oh, he must be a passport bro too, or he must just want to be cool and ask me some questions. Nah, man, he's doing his job. All right. He's doing his job. So keep that in mind. Mike M said he gonna joke around. Hey man, good luck with that. Don't play no games with them with the po-pos, man. All right. Let me see. Let me catch up with some of you guys in the chat real quick. We got almost 100 in the room. 100 in the room. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Normally, when we go through customs, this is from Wade Nobis Martucci. Retro game and cartoon homework. That is a long ass name, brother. Normally, when we go through customs, we put our belts and devices in the containers and go into customs so they can check out our pockets. And boom, we are finished. All right. He says, like what they're trying to do, go in and have this information or something. It makes no damn sense. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you got a Customs Border Patrol officers having a bad day, and you coming off with that vacation smile, that trip smile, or you've been overseas for a long period of time, they might pull you. Now, I have been pulled, but I was pulled in the Dominican Republic. Right, I was pulled in the Dominican Republic. I remember when my homeboy was Guatemala. He always told me, he said, "Hey man, when they try to wave you in, just keep walking, And me, I'm by the book, so it was I saw a pretty young lady, and I was like, "Oh hey, what's up?" She was like, "Oh yeah, come on right over here." I'm like, "Oh okay," and I'm like, "Damn," they started, they pulled me and a couple other individuals, and this is when them vapes just started coming out. This is had to be back in 2019 or something like that. And they searched through all my stuff. They found the normal things. They were joking around about the, rubbers and all that shit. But they had found my little vape. That's when I was back in the day when I was, smoking the vapes and shit. And they was holding the vape. They was looking at the vape. They was asking about the vape. It was all in Spanish and everything. I'm just saying, like, man, it's just a basic vape. I didn't know vapes was illegal or anything like that. But they eventually let me go. So that's the only thing I had, really. And I got pulled in Jamaica too, but that was in Jamaica in Montego Bay when they pulled us and they searched through me and my ex-wife's all our stuff. What's hilarious is they don't have no air conditioner in Jamaica. I don't know. They might have an air conditioner. This was back in the day. But I remember them not having an air conditioner in the airport. I was like, how the fuck they ain't got an air conditioner in the airport? It's hot as hell. All right. Chalupi 71, what's going on, man? He says, you will have your global entry access ended if you do not comply. Oh, that's some good information to know, brother. He says, you will have your global entry access ended if you do not comply. All right. Oh, also, man, I remember there was an individual I'm not going to say any names here. I'll be very discreet in what I say on this one. There was an individual that got caught smuggling, what was those? Like perks or something like that from Colombia. The guy was, buying pills from Colombian doctors, and he was, first he was shipping them, then he had problems with shipping them, and then he started, using mules to go in, take the pills in, and then he started, doing it himself because he got tired of paying, I assume. And he was caught, he was caught by the CBP basically. I think he's still locked up. This is what they did. And this is what I mean about why they searched through the phones. They contacted everybody in his phone that were still American citizens in Colombia. And they flagged all those American citizens. All right. So if you was in his cell phone, right, this guy was an American smuggling drugs back to the United States, and somebody was selling the drugs, right? He was giving them from the doctors in Colombia, basically. We can't get certain prescriptions in the United States that you can get by just walking in a Colombian pharmacy. But they went through his phone. They searched through his phone. The guy snitched on everybody. That's why I don't mind sharing the story. He snitched on everybody, basically. And the thing was, some of the guys weren't even American citizens. So he was trying to snitch on people to reduce his time, because that's a federal offense when you're smuggling drugs, overseas to the United States. And people he was snitching on weren't even American citizens. So they was looking at him. They was like, okay, we can't do nothing with this. You snitching, but we can't do anything with this. All right. But they flagged everybody in his cell phone, basically. And he was somewhat of a popular guy. I knew he was on shady business. So, of course, I had no dealings with him at all. Of course, I knew the game. I wasn't giving him my number. Ain't no WhatsApp, ain't nothing, because I was up on game. I kind of knew he was kind of like a shady character to a certain degree. I always had his head down. Didn't want to be on video. Didn't want to do no pictures or nothing like that. So my phone with him. So that's another lesson for you guys to learn. If you got them shaky guys overseas, that you really don't know what they do for a living, they're not necessarily, they don't work, they're not retired, they on some scammer type shit. Why should you give your phone to, bro? Or give your information to? Because, like I said, all the guys that were returning from Colombia that just knew him, they were all questioned, they were all detained, okay, because they were all flagged. As soon as they got back to America, everybody got. And they did hold one of my friend's phones for actually the 5 days, right? They did hold his phone. They scanned through his phone looking for information. They scanned through all their phones, okay? So that's another reason they're looking through these phones, folks, all right? Yeah, boss, he was snitching on, he rolled quick. Ain't nobody doing no time, nobody no more. The naughty American expat, what's going on, brother? Salute to you in the room. And the thing was, I always remember looking at that dude that was caught. I always remember looking at him like, yeah, he a snitch. Like I used to just could tell. I'm like, man, he ain't doing no time for nobody. You know how people just have that face. I'm just like, yeah, he ain't really got no weight on him. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of a smaller guy. He's 100% snitching. Not saying a bigger guy that get caught up on snitch, but I was just like, man, he ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna roll, and that's exactly what he did. He rolled on everybody. Right? And this guy was rolling in dough. He was rolling in dough for some years with that hustle. I mean, this guy was balling out there in Colombia, bro. He was balling out there in Colombia. American brother. He was balling out there in Colombia. He was throwing parties, but I always kept my distance from him. I just know too many cats from the States that have been banged up. And the thing is, I was just like, he had invested in certain businesses. So he had opened up, he was trying to watch the money. He was smart enough to open up certain businesses in Colombia, but the lawyers took it all. When they found out he got caught and he tried to do something fast, like put him in the power of attorney, the lawyers took all his businesses out there in Colombia. All right. Ash L in the building says they worried about the wrong ish. They should be worrying about their own people dating underage and human trafficking in Colombia. Right. Oh yeah, you know what? I think one of those guys were caught up in a sting one time. I don't think it was in Colombia. I think it was one of those patrol officers actually got caught up in this thing out there. Oh, Shad is dead in the building. Did we say something clear? Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He was singing, bro. And I always knew he would. Like I said, I could tell by his face, his demeanor. You know, he wasn't really no edgy street cat with a bunch of tattoos that was in and out. You know what I'm saying? He was like a normal, dude. You know, he was a normal dude. Like normal dudes don't do bids of time like that. He rolled on everybody. But the problem with rolling on dudes from other countries is, I mean, what they're gonna do? Like they got to get in contact with the agency from that said country. I don't think it was really worth it. What up, Iman Perry? Oh yeah, she's just trolling, guys. Don't be studying what Zed said in the chat. She's just trolling. My man, Mike, Mr. McFly says, imagine feeling unsure at the border of a country you lived in and served pretty much your whole life. Not me. Keep in mind, guys, you still have an amount of rights, right? Like I say, what you guys mostly are worried about, they're not even looking for. Okay? They're not even looking for it. They're not even looking for it. Just don't incriminate yourself. Just don't. That's the main thing. Just don't incriminate yourself. All right.
How long were you there?
Hold on. Let me play this one more time for guys that missed it. All right. This is a guy, single guy, going through customs. No, they wasn't too aggressive. They hit him real quick with it, detained him.
Where you coming from? How long were you there? What was the purpose of your trip? You have family or friends there? All right.
Hey, what if you were coming through that joint and you saw a sister like that? You know what I'm saying? She detaining your ass. She gonna detain your ass.
So wait right here. All right, you got any other bags? No. All right. We'll follow us.
Where you coming?
Right. Zimba G says, I came back from a trip Brazil, Peru, and I got searched in Virginia. I had worries about, hold on, let me read you over here. That moving so fast. I had worries about what they were jerks when looking at my stuff. I had worries about it, but they were jerks when looking at my stuff. I asked what I got shows, and they said we were subject to search. Yeah, sometimes just random. Believe it or not, when I check in, even this mic right here, a lot of times they open my bag up just because of this mic. So I never check my mic in. I always put it in my carrier. And even this, I guess because of the way it's shaped, I'm talking about in almost every country I go to or fly out of, they check this right here. They check the mic. Right, I'm trying to think, where was I at? Was I at the Dominican Republic? I believe I might have been in Dominican Republic and they was opening up my luggage. All right. Astro Kid in the building. What up, Astro Kid? I think the border agents look through Passport Bros' phones in the hopes of finding underage and all that ex-tourism abuse images. They're not going to find them because that's not what Passport Bros do. Rufus Ray says, yeah, I got the random search coming back from Colombia. If you guys want to talk about your experiences, I dropped the chat, a link in the chat if you want to pull up. Like I said, I've been traveling for quite some time. Besides the questions by the border agent on the last, was that the last trip? I believe that might have been a previous trip now I think about it. That might have been a previous trip. It wasn't my last one. Now I remember. Right. It was when I came back from Colombia to sell my car, I believe. And they noticed I was gone for like, I think 6 or 7 months. That's when they was asking me all the questions. Imagine if there are immigration officers or police officers then it's doomsday. Mr. McFly says, keep in mind the U.S. puts out the warning about a country and you still go. Guess what? Increased chances of search. Just an opinion, though. And once again, guys, just so you guys know, Facebook does sell your data. Okay, they share your data. They do make money off of you. This is why, like I said, Zuckerberg is like one of the richest men in the world. They don't share revenue with any group owners, so a lot of you guys are in groups now. You know, Facebook to a certain degree has been segmented because people know that, you know, your elderly grandparents on Facebook looking at your profile. So a lot of people are in groups now on Facebook. Groups is like the biggest thing. Besides watching different content and different pages, it's the groups. You know I don't really post anything on my personal Facebook page anymore. I don't think a lot of people do. People are in their own little sectors of groups. So damn near impossible to monetize your group. And they work directly with NSA, DHS, FBI, IRS, CBP to hand over your information. Okay. That's if they don't have a department in their department that specializes on social media. Okay. Not the American Express. They do not need any suspicion of technically a probable cause. It can be a random search if they want. Remember, you do not have all your constitutional rights when entering into the United States, even as a U.S. citizen. Your rights are limited. Somebody said, I wonder what's going to happen with check in effect when they use border agents see that. I'm not sure about that. I didn't even realize he was even in Cuba. Shout out to check, man. Shout out to check. I ran into check maybe about 3 months ago out here. Never where no check is at. Right. Well, guys, that's been a great show. Hold on. T-Max says, BMT, you know the man. No, I'm not on no list, man. Not me. I'm not on no list. I slide through. And plus, like, if I go back to America, I don't care what they're talking about. If I go back to the States, I ain't tripping. You know, I ain't got nothing to hide, brother. So I ain't tripping going back to the States because it'll be for a short period of time, basically. All right, guys. Hope you got some great information. All right. I'm going to do another live later on, actually tomorrow. Time. All right. Peace. We out.